So I'm going to do my best to communicate this little chord family thing. So here we go. First of all, we're just going to look at a piano for a second. And I got a little marker on C. So C is Do. In fact, I'll play a C. Give me a second here. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C octave, right? Now, as we look at that keyboard and we skip every other key, that's how we form a chord on the piano. And these chords, right, create either major or minor chords. So as you can see above there, I see 1, 2, 3, 4. So as I go from C to E, right, it takes 4 keys to get from C to E, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. That makes it a major. As we go to the next 3 keys on the piano, it only takes 3 keys to get from D to F. And so 3 keys away, that's a minor, right? So here comes E, and it's 3 keys away again, 1, 2, 3. And so that's an E minor again. What comes after E in the alphabet is F, but that's 4 away, 1, 2, 3, 4 away to get from F to A. That's an F major. We got our G chord, 1, 2, 3, 4 away again. That's a G major. We got our A minor chord, and that's 1, 2, 3 away. Now, if you look at the next dot, the E, right? The E is 4 keys away. So that's what a minor looks like. 3 keys to the second dot and 4 keys to the third dot, right? And so, but here comes this next chord, and it's a B, and it's 3 away. You'd think that's a minor, right? But the next key is also only 3 away. So that creates a chord called a half diminished. And I'm going to play a little B half diminished. Right? And then, let's see. Yeah. This is a half diminished chord. Anyway, it's a weird little beast, isn't it? Right? Anyway, so we've got this chord family, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And so C was our first chord. D minor, E minor, F, G, A minor, and then B half diminished, right? Now, this family of chords tends to make music together. Now, Warren, there's an old tune by Elton John called Daniel. C. Daniel is traveling tonight on a D minor plane. Here comes a G. I can see the red tail lights. E minor. Heading for Spain. A minor. And Maine. O and F. I can see G. Daniel waving goodbye. A minor. So that is a family of chords that likes to make music together, right? Now, I didn't use the B half diminished because we rarely do, right? But I'm sure you can agree that as you've played songs in the key of C, you've seen all those chords, or at least some of those chords, right? So what we're going to do next is we're going to look for the next family of chords. So first of all, we look at the 5th. And the 5th of C is the note G. And so G is going to start out our next family. So G is going to be over where the 1 is, right? There's G, and what comes after G is normally H, but it starts over at A. A, and it's A minor because it's in that second row. B minor is in this third row. C is in the fourth row. D is in the fifth row, and E minor is in the sixth. Here's this F sharp half diminished. Bottom line, I just need you to trust that it's a sharp and not just a regular F half diminished, right? It's got to be a sharp. And if we ever get together again, I'll explain that to you. Or if you need to have that answer, then let me know and I'll explain it to you, but not right here. Okay? So this sharp produces a ripple effect across the rest of the page, because every other half diminished, right, is going to be sharp, right? The rest of those are going to be sharp. It just ripples down the page that way. Not only that, but there's going to be no more Fs. They're only going to be F sharps. So if you have an F coming up, it's only going to be F sharp. It's not going to be F anymore. Alrighty. So we're going to go to the fifth of G, and that's a D, right? So that's going to be our next family. By the way, if you look at that G family, G, A minor, B minor, C, D, and E minor, I'm sure you can agree you've played literally hundreds of songs with G's, C's, D's, and E minors. Almost Heaven, E minor, West Virginia, D, Blue Ridge Mountain, C, Shenandoah, G River. See, that's just a family that tends to make music together. Alrighty. So D is going to be our next family. So D is going to start that in the 1 position. And so E comes after D. Here's that F, but it's an F sharp, isn't it? Because we don't have Fs anymore. G, A, B minor, and C sharp have diminished because that's rippling down. Remember that? That sharp is rippling down. Now, so of all things, that's a D. I'm sure you've done a D, a G, and an A, and a B minor. You've done those chords before. And so it's just another family, isn't it, right? And then, let's see. First of all, that sharp, that F sharp in the third column, in the thirds column, is going to ripple down. Now, I didn't make a slide that will reflect that, right? But just trust me, in the rest of that column is going to be a sharp, okay? So we've got to look at the fifth of D, and that's going to be our next chord family. So here it is, it's A, and A is in the 1 position, and then B minor, C sharp, because that sharp is rippling down, if you remember, C sharp minor, D, E major, F sharp minor, and G sharp half diminished. Now that sharp, here again, in that F sharp is going to ripple down, isn't it? And so, and then also the fifth of A is, sure, there's that sharp rippling down, and the fifth of A is E, and that's going to be our next family, right? So E, family of E, and then F sharp because it's rippling down, I mean, because it's always a sharp, and then that G sharp because it rippled down, A, B, C sharp minor, and then D sharp half diminished, right? So that's enough chord families, right? So we got key of C, key of G, key of D, key of A, key of E. Now, as I look at the key of G, I'm going to look at the key of G, and I'm going to look at the 1 in the key of G, which happens to be the chord G. And if I said that the next chord is going to be the 6, if you were to look at that family, the 6 is going to be an E minor. And then the 4 is going to be a C, and the 5 is going to be a D. Right? And so I'm going to play a song, and Warren, I know we love Jesus, right? But this is a secular song. But this is how I teach this. So there's an old tune called Last Kiss. Oh, where can my baby be? The Lord took her away from me. Right? So we've got that 1, 6, 4, 5. She's gone to heaven, so I've got to be good, so I can see my baby when I leave this world. So 1, 6, 4, 5, right? G, E minor, C, and D. But I'm sure you can agree, if I sing this in the key of G, where, oh, where can my baby be? That's darn high. right? So what if I needed to play it in the key of C instead? So I'm looking for the key of C, and I'm looking for 1, 6, 4, and 5. So that's C, the 6 is A minor, the 4 is F, and the 5 is G. Oh, where can my baby be? The Lord took her away from me. She's gone to heaven, so I've got to be good, so I can see my baby when I leave this world. So, lots lower, right? What did we do? We turned those, instead of chords, we turned them into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, right? Which is called intervals. That's playing in intervals, not by the chords. Which the intervals equal a chord, right? But you can change them as you're changing key. So here I'm going to go to the key of D now. So I'm going to play 1, 6, 4, and 5. So D is, the key of D is Do, or 1, D. And then the 6 is a B minor. And the 4 is a G. And the 5 is an A. Oh, where can my baby be? The Lord took her away from me. She's gone to heaven, so I've got to be good, so I can see my baby when I leave this world. Right? So, lower than G, right? Or, I could sing it an octave higher, too. Here comes, I'm going to do it in the key of A now. So, A is the 1. So that's A, 1, and then the 6 is F sharp minor, and then the 4 is a D, and the 5 is an E. So this is actually higher than G. Where can my baby be? The Lord took her away from me. Right? So, and then also the key of E, right? So 1, 6, 4, 5, that's E. C sharp minor, A, and then a B, which that's got a lot of bar chords in it, doesn't it? Right? So, where can my baby be? The Lord took her away from me. Right? And so what it is if you take How Great Is Our God in the key of C, the splendor of a king, clothed in majesty, let all the earth rejoice, all the earth rejoice, right? So that's in the key of C, and C is the 1, A minor is the 6, and F is the 4. And then of all things, G is going to be the 5. So if I want to change that to the key of G, right, as I play a 1, I'll play a G. The splendor of a king. Here comes the 6, so that's E minor. Clothed in majesty, let all the earth, here's a 4, rejoice. All the earth rejoice. So we get to that chorus, it's got that 5 in there. How great, 1, great is our God. That's a 1, now a 6, sing with me. How great, that's a 6, is our God. And all will see, here's a C, that's the 4. How great, D is the 5, is our God. So, I'm going to write some scans down. I'm gonna write some stuff, and I'll scan them, send you that stuff. I'll send you that How Great Is Our God as an intervallic representation. So I will not have a chord above it. I will have an interval, 1, 6, 4, or 5. So I'm going to actually do that, 1, 6, 4, and 5. I'm going to do that in Roman numerals, because that's how they typically represent those intervals. They represent them in Roman numerals instead of the number 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5, or 6, or 7. All right. So I will say this. I wish you luck. If you have a question, you can email me. All right. I hope this works.